And welcome back to my channel, unless you're new here, and then just welcome. My name is Rusty, and this is my channel where I talk about my favorite horror movies. Mostly horror. My favorite movies, mostly horror. And my favorite music, mostly metal. And welcome back. I'm going to knock off another from my top list, and that is The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I find it so interesting that they can make a really good 2-hour movie from just one chapter of a book. That was kind of interesting. I love this little DVD, Blu-ray, digital set, physical rules. And Last Voyage of the Demeter, of course, was released in 2023. I think it was like number 4 on my top list. It was directed by André Øvredal. It was written by Bram Stoker, of course, and Bragi Schut and Zach Olkewicz. Stars Corey Hawkins, Ising, Franciosi, and Liam Cunningham, along with Woody Norman. Who's Woody Norman, you ask? Well, Woody Norman is the little boy in this movie. He's also the little boy in Cobweb. Dude's got a great start as a little scream king. Just keep it coming. They should make him like the next star of like the Black Phone 2 or something. But whatever you do, dude, you got a perfect start as a great horror movie icon. I would say keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So yes. Picture it. 1897. Varna, Romania, or Bulgaria, actually. A small Sicilian woman walks into town. No, wait, that's the Golden Girls. Okay, picture it. 1987. This is where the movie opens. We have a schooner who's assembling a crew for a private cargo haul of 50 crates from Varna to England. Now, Mr. Clemens is the first reject allowed to join after he saves Toby, that's the little boy, is also the grandson of the captain. He saves him from an incident after first being rejected for the crew. A very cool guy, very cool, it's a very cool character. So we're introduced to our main Sea Dogs. We have Captain Elliot, Wojciech, Abrams, Joseph, Olgeren, Larson. We have the cook. And this is going to be Elliot, as he informs Wojciech that this is going to be his last voyage, and he will make him the captain when they get to London, because he wants to move to a nice little Irish cottage and raise his grandson, Toby. Which makes this all very, very sad. But one voyage too many. You know what I'm saying? So we start seeing spooky stuff. There's something in the box. Livestock are restless. A crate falls in the cargo hold, where a sick woman is found, whom we later learn is Anna. So Clem convinces them to help her with blood transfusion. The creature, of course, wakes up, knows she's gone. Olgeren sees the beast for the first time on the deck. Now, that was a really cool scene. Made me jump. He's looking through that little telescope, and he turns around, and there's Nosferatu. So, I love the atmosphere in this movie. We see the poor little dog, Huckleberry. He gets killed. And then all the livestock get killed. They all sit around and discuss the cause. Many of the men want to blame, having a woman on board. But, the cook, he's a religious nut. And it's like, no, it's evil on board. Olgeren tries to convince Clemens of the creature that he saw. Another thing, the cook notices that all the rats are gone, because the place was full of rats. You remember that scene? I'm assuming you saw this. This is a spoiler channel. You remember that scene where they were all asleep and like the rats were running around all over the damn place? How could you possibly sleep with that? And then there's that guy that was like completely naked, except for this one little piece of cloth that was just like right over his dingleberry. It was just like right over his dick, but you could tell he was completely naked. And that rat just ran right down his stomach? I don't think so, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I ain't even going camping, okay? Rat crawls across me, I'm flying home on my own power. You know what I'm saying? No, that was fucking creepy. Again, I don't. I understand that it really was like that, but geez, my God. How could you sleep with that kind of shit going on? I'm on a tangent. So, yeah, the cook notices that all the rats are gone. Who? Petrovsky? Okay, is attacked and killed. My handwriting is kind of interesting. Anna wakes up. She tells them that he is here, a beast who feeds on humans called Dracula. We see Olgeren get attacked and Larson, but Larson is dead. Olgeren is bit. The crew is in panic. They search the ship up and down looking for this creature. Olgeren ends up breaking loose and turns and goes after Toby. The crew manages to catch Olga, but Dracula is already in there, and he bites Toby, which I was shocked by. Before they can get in and help him, the captain is just devastated by this. I mean, it is his grandson. There's 5 days left to get to port in London. Olgeren is tied to the mast, so we've got that scene where, you know, he begins to speak. Then he starts telling them it burns because it's sunrise. Sunrise comes up, and he is cooked alive, which is pretty fucked up. We are now down to the cook, Abrams, Clem, Captain, Anna, and Wojciech. Those are the only ones that are left at this time. They must find it. They start trying to, well, Anna and Clemens, they try to open up the crates. The others, you know, are trying to come up with a plan about what to do about this creature. They do manage to find Dracula's crate, but it's only got his cane in it, which comes in later. Cook is killed. You know, the cook knocks Abrams out and then steals the dinghy, the rowboat, the lifeboat, and goes trying to get away. Dracula ain't having that, you know. Ain't gonna have no Miss Mills here. So he goes out there and kills him. Now that's when we first learn that he can fly. The crew, they don't know that. Or what's left of the crew. So Anna tries to, you know, explain to them that all bets are off because they're only like a day from London, and that the creature had been rationing, you know, 1 victim a night, which makes sense. So she kind of gets that point across to them, and they realize that, well, it's only got 1 day, so it could kill us all. You know, it's too close to the shore to depend on it not killing us all at one time. So they come up with this plan where they're going to use Anna as bait, and they're going to hide in the masts and the crow's nests, and they're going to, like, shoot it and shit, you know, when it comes down, when it comes out to get her. Problem is that that's not really going to work, because he's anywhere and everywhere at all times. So he knows about this plan. Now the captain and them, because Wojciech had finally agreed with Clemens and Anna to scuttle the boat. The captain, however, when he hears about that plan, he's not going to go for it, right? But he changes the plan to, if their plan doesn't work, that he will sail the boat out into the ocean and scuttle it himself. So that's the plan and the backup plan that they have. Now, it's during this time that Toby actually dies. And that day, before the final plan that they're going to pull that night, they try to bury him at sea. And the captain is just completely devastated. He's completely destroyed. He's mentally gone. And he thinks he sees the body move, and he goes over there and they rip it open. And he wakes up and bursts into flames. That was a fucked up scene. I really loved that scene. I was so shocked that they had killed that kid. Hey, investors to Knock at the Cabin, who made M. Night Shyamalan and the writer change the ending of the book because the horror community doesn't accept children being killed in horror movies. How many can I show you? I still wonder who those investors were. I still say it was the Salvation Army or some shit, because I don't understand that excuse that they gave. I mean, it's not that I don't believe. Yes, we're kind of leaving for a second. It's not that I don't believe M. Night Shyamalan when he said that the reason the ending was changed in the movie from the book was because the investors refused to finish financing the film because they claimed that, they don't, the community wouldn't accept that little girl getting killed. Hello, what the fuck is bullshit? I'd like to really sit down and find out the truth about that. Anyway, so the captain, after that craziness happens, the captain and them prepare for that night's trap. They get it all ready. The night comes. It's not working out very well. Abrams and them are, up in the nest, and Wojciech, and it comes after them. And she even hollers up to them, and it's like, it's here. It knows. This plan isn't going to work. So this is when they realize that the motherfucker can fly. And it goes up there, and it kills Abrams ugly. And it does not Wojciech off. He goes down, goes through the hold. It comes down there. He tries to get up and scuttle the boat, but it gets him before he can finish. He does manage to hack it a couple of times, but not enough to sink a wooden boat like that. So that doesn't work. Anna and Clem end up fighting it. Now Anna gets bit yet again. It's not like she hasn't been bit before. Her whole back was covered in bite marks where she had been, she was like a Hot Pocket. A tasty little Happy Meal, like they said in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he told her that because she was accusing him of trying to help end the world. He was like, why would I want to do that? The world is full of humans. I love humans. It's like little Happy Meals walking around with feet. So, that's what it reminds me of that. So, yeah. Anna is like, she gets bit again for the 50th time probably. And Clem manages to get a couple of good shots in, but then he's knocked the fuck out. And Anna manages to save him by cutting the mast beams, which brings the mast down, and it does temporarily trap Dracula up against the mast pole which allows them to jump into the water and escape. So you have Clemens and Anna out on the water, and she knows that she's going to turn. You know, her eyes are already like turning milky, and she calls to him, tells him to look at her. And then he's like, we can give you another transfusion and stuff. And she's like, it's just delaying the inevitable. So she's like, you can make it to shore. And she then goes out there, sails away from him. And I admired the way that she did not, unlike Olkewicz, who like screamed and carried on when he went up in flames. If you notice, Anna didn't say anything. She didn't scream. She didn't moan. She held it in. And I think that she did that because of Clemens. You know, he's floating away. And I think that she did not want to make the situation any more horrible than it already was. So rather than scream and all, and she just like took it and burnt up. Now he manages to get to shore with a mission, and he is like looking for Carfax Abbey, which he had seen on one of the loading receipts, that's where these crates were bound for, was Carfax Abbey. So he's going around to a pub and he's looking for Carfax Abbey. You know, the woman says it's like 5 miles, but I wouldn't go up there in the dark. I'd wait till morning. And he's like, yeah, I agree. And while he's sitting there, he hears the ship knock, the little signal that they had on the ship. Knock, 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 knock. And it creeps him out. And he turns around and he sees Dracula. He sees that cane first. And then the man holding the cane. And then before you know it, it like touches his neck as it goes by and out the door. That's how quick it moved. And he went out the door and could see it down there at the end of the lane. Looked like a scene out of Jack the Ripper. But he could see it down there. And he vowed to hunt this beast down. And the movie ends. I know some people don't like this movie. And some people thought it was meh. But that's like all movies, you know? We all have our things. What moves me won't move you. What makes me laugh won't make you laugh. Maybe sometimes. Sometimes we'll be on the same wavelength, and then sometimes we're not. So, I really loved Last Voyage of the Demeter. I thought it was like a really excellent... Who knew you could... Well, it's not like it's not been done before. I mean, Stephen King has had short stories that like were very short. Like, what was Silver Bullet? Like 12 pages? You know? Because it was like a calendar. You know, this happened on day 1, this happened on day 2. But Stephen King has had like short stories turned into full-length movies. You know, like Silver Bullet is a good example. So it's not that it's not been done before, but it is interesting when you see what is initially a very small amount of content able to be taken and expanded and done properly to make it a decent full-length movie. Because, you know, that... And Demeter is not a short movie. It's like an hour and 58 minutes. Or 51 minutes. An hour and 58 minutes. So, Last Voyage of the Demeter is a long movie. That's the way I like them. If you've been around my channel, you know I like long, epic movies. the shorter they are, like you're always going to get points off. Not if you fall below 90 minutes, you're going to get points knocked off from me. I don't have Twitter syndrome. I do not have a retarded attention span like so many people do today. I like a movie to tell the story. It's like Pet Sematary Bloodlines. That movie could have been so fucking great. They cut it down to 86 minutes or 87 minutes or whatever that was. And that movie needed to be 100, an hour and 58 minutes like this, where they could have told the damn story instead of leaving so much left. So, yeah, I don't like short movies. If it falls below 90 minutes, you automatically get 1 point knocked off out of a 10 scale, 0 to 10. So it's like, sometimes when I watch a movie, it's like, 84 minutes. Well, we start off with the max possible 9 because there's no way it can be a 10. You automatically get a point knocked off, so you better work to save it with me. But yeah, we all like different things. I enjoyed seeing everybody's top lists, and some of them I didn't agree with, some of them I did. I don't think I saw anybody's top list where at least I didn't agree with a few of the movies on it. So we're on the same wavelength a lot of the time. And as far as the worst top lists, I've seen a lot of worse lists. I agreed with a lot of those movies as well. So I think the community, thankfully, we're huge. So, there's plenty of time for you to run across people that like the movie that you like, instead of, having everybody shit on it, because that can be a problem. That's why I tell other content creators, I'm like, you can hate whatever you want to hate and rant whatever you want to hate, but Jesus, if it just goes on and on and on, and just like you hate everything, and like every time I come anywhere near your channel, you hate every fucking thing I like, I'm eventually gonna there's really no reason to go there. I'm just gonna assume that the video is them shitting on one of the movies I love. But thankfully that hasn't been a lot. I haven't run across that a lot. I have seen a couple that it's just like you wonder sometimes if they ever see anything they like. I mean, goddamn, just give up. In my opinion, you need to go play soccer or rugby or something, because watching movies obviously is not a good use of your time, because you seem incapable of either having anything made that will please you, or you have very, very poor selection choices. I don't know which one it is. You either cannot select good movies, or, for you, or there's just nobody out there that can make a movie that will please your ass. I don't know. It's weird. But that's the difference in people. So I will see you in the next thing I do. I'm going to hit some more of my top list. I want to do the Outwaters. That's such a unique, weird little movie. I don't even know how I will explain it, but that will be fun. And the Tank. I'm going to try to eventually hit everything that was on my top list. And whatever, I look around at these 2,500 Blu-rays and go, you know what? I think I feel like doing that. That's the way it happens with me. I don't plan. I'm just like, what 4 do I want to do next? Okay, I want to do that. Yeah, I'll do those. Unless I pick a franchise. Like Rambo should be coming up soon. I'm really getting into the mood. I want to do all 5 Rambo movies. So I'm kind of getting in the mood to I'm going to do a Rambo festival ride. I want to do all 5 of his movies. I've been kind of feeling that right here lately. It's like, isn't it time? Isn't the time now for Rambo? I'm just feeling Rambo lately. So that'll probably come up soon. Love you, miss you, bye. See you in the next thing I do. Always remember, never forget, you are a very, very special person. No matter what anybody says to you, even if you are not trapped on a lonely vessel with a fucking vampire, and not no twilight twinkly vampire, and not no luscious beautiful vampire like Anne Rice likes to give you, but a nasty mean ass vampire, animalistic Nosferatu motherfucker that wants to eat your ass alive. You're still a special person even if you're not in that situation right now. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.